Ukrainian Credit Union is involved in the community in many different ways. Our core purpose is to serve our members and the community around our members. That mission is something that we take very seriously, both as a board and management team and all the employees.
Можу сказати, що тут говориться про громаду в Канаді, говориться про Україну. Але я б сказав, фундамент нашої філософії – це будувати українство, підтримувати українство, де б воно не знаходилося.
In 1938, we put a cornerstone for UNO. When there was concerts, we had concerts every Sunday, and if you saw a quarter in the basket, he was a rich man. Otherwise, you saw nickels and dimes, and that's about it. A lot of pennies, that's for sure. And I think it was hard for the Ukrainian people to get a loan from the bank at that time. So that's why they started the credit union, because they thought it was a good idea. They could give a loan $100 to $2,000, but in a certain, I think, from 1 month, maybe 3 months or so, they would pay it back.
It's very important that Ukrainian Credit Union employees volunteer in the community for many reasons. Number one, it's part of Ukrainian Credit Union's makeup. What differentiates us from other financial institutions is that we do get involved with the community, and not just financially by writing that check once a year, but actually doing and rolling up your sleeves and getting involved directly.
Ми допомагаємо при церкві при різних подіях, які відбуваються при парафії, так як на базарах, при чайку.
The Ukrainian Credit Union Limited in Sudbury, the Sudbury branch, we come in there during the day to do our banking at times, and it's always nice to see that the entire staff, the manager and the employees, all come out at night, and they also work on the pierogi and the Kolobchi Brigade and the chain gangs, and we get to know each other really, really well.
Я пригадую 4-й рік, коли було дуже велике піднесення в громаді відносно помаранчевої революції в Україні. Ви знаєте, що були 3 тури президентських виборів, і якраз в грудні 4-го року ми скликали в Українській кредитовій спілці надзвичайні збори членства. І якраз на цих надзвичайних загальних зборах наше членство ухвалило, щоб замість одержати дивіденд за 4-й рік, щоб подарувати ті гроші якраз на спостерігачі, які мали спостерігати вибори президентські в Україні. І з цього приводу наша спілка подарувала $150 000 якраз на цю ціль.
Ukrainian Credit Union Limited partners with Junior Achievement to go into the Ukrainian elementary schools in the GTA to deliver a program about empowering youth to think about financial literacy, to think about entrepreneurship and their mark on society.
Each week, the Ukrainian Credit Union comes to our school to collect the deposits of the children. Each week, the children line up to make their deposits, and it's interesting the conversations that they have. There was one that I overheard, and the little boy said, "One day I'm going to own a home." Oh, this is wonderful. The kids are learning what they're supposed to be learning.
Growing up bilingual, that's Ukrainian and English, we were taught to preserve our culture through Ukrainian school. We had to go to Ukrainian school. We had no choice. Other kids got to sit home and watch cartoons on Saturday morning. Tata used to always try to get us up and go, "Chasi te do szkoły, chasi te do szkoły." We used to come back and say, "No hochu, no hochu." Back then, I didn't appreciate the importance of a Ukrainian school. As a parent, I sure do now.
Там пташки співають весела веселуха, і гора сопілки там чути щодня.
Ми любимо на ватрі бути і співаємо багато пісні.
Ми є в другій гнізді, бо ми є пташки, і в другій гнізді ми маємо таке гніздо, бо пташки є в гніздо, і ми є горобчики. І тут є всі милостиві ми дістали.
Карпати.
USC Karpaty has over 250 kids and youth that play various sports, mostly soccer. We've been fortunate to have the Ukrainian Credit Union as our sponsor. We want to thank the Ukrainian Credit Union, all the members. Thank you very much for helping with our club, with the needs of the kids of the community, and we hope that Ukrainian Credit Union can still build community with us.
Дякую.
The expression of our culture is what unifies us. Kultura nas jednaya. And Ukrainian Credit Union has played a vital role for over 65 years. This is a very long period of time in supporting the community.
Incredible time. It was an incredible time for the city. It was an incredible time for the Ukrainian community. At one point in time, we had 5 Ukrainian pavilions. You couldn't go anywhere downtown Core or La Rose Avenue in Etobicoke without hitting a Ukrainian pavilion.
The main reason we produce the Ukrainian Festival is to promote Ukrainian culture and to build our community. It is about bringing our artistic groups together, our community groups together, our sponsors, and as one large unit, putting our best foot forward and expressing our Ukrainian culture as part of the whole Canadian cultural mosaic.
A longtime friend of mine, Andrew Witter, said to me one day, I'd like you to listen to a CD. And the CD was by the Kiev Chamber Choir. We've had the opportunity to organize 3 cross-Canada tours by the Kiev Chamber Choir. They are, without question, one of the world's great choirs.
Our art songs are poetry, poems brought to life with music. The vision for the Ukrainian Art Song Project is that it is a long-term project. Now, Pavlo Hunka has the vision of recording the art songs of all significant composers of Ukrainian art songs. And the current count is over 26 composers. Now, we have recorded 3 to date.
What I remember the most is the reaction of the public. The hall probably held 350 comfortably, and we had 500 for every show. It was ridiculous. There was a 10-day period of time when the city of Toronto knew that word Ukrainian, and they knew it well.
Український фестиваль дає нагоду поділитися нашою культурою зі цілим світом.
Now, the thing about bringing a tour, a choir with 21 people and a conductor, bringing them all the way from Ukraine, touring them across Canada, even though we've had wonderful support from the Ukrainian community. People have come out in every community. They rise up in great adulation at the end of the concerts. There's standing ovations. But you just can't do this all on ticket sales.
Amongst the various supporters that we have in the community, we very much appreciated the support of the Ukrainian Credit Union.
The Ukrainian Credit Union not only brought some much needed cash to the equation, but they brought a lot of ideas and a lot of spirit, and talk about getting involved in supporting a community endeavor. You couldn't have asked for more.
That level of support and the diversity of support has been really an inspiration to those of us working on the project.
Я би сказав, що ціла філософія нашої спілки, ціль ще від започаткування нашої спілки 44-го року, це було будувати нашу громаду тут в Канаді і допомагати в Україні. Також в нашій українській кредитовій спілці знаходяться всі частини громади. Ми стараємося єднати всіх, ми стараємося обслуговувати всіх частин нашої громади, незалежно коли вони приїхали до Канади, чи вони розмовляють англійською чи українською мовою, чи вони є молодими чи старшими. Це якраз відзеркалює нашу ідею, що в єдності сила громади, і що будувати громаду тільки можна тим способом.
I don't find the banks out supporting our community the way the credit unions do, in particular the Ukrainian credit unions. We are obviously competitive in our areas, but we also serve the community in vital ways. I look forward to the future at Ukrainian Credit Union and serving the community. It's why I contribute my time. It's why the directors contribute our time. And that's why our employees, who are so passionate about the community, are involved.
Будуємо громаду.
Building community.
Будуємо громаду.
Будуємо громаду.
Building
Community.
Well, before I begin anything, I have to get 3 words out of the way. 3 new words that have been put into the lexicon of the Ukrainian mind, thanks to UCU, and that's, what is it? It's not yet, leskij, and super. That's got to be my favorite word, super. It's just super.